I say, are you ready to be made up?
Yeah.
Is that what I say?
Mm-hmm.
Will you give me the... I don't feel like I'm not very good at being directed. So I'm going to blow this first part. I'm going to blow my lines, Casey. You're like, take 20.
Viens petite fille, comment que m'explique, viens faire de Dieu, viens faire des...
Welcome back to another episode of Made Up. I'm your host, Danny Volk, and we're in the home of filmmaker Jennifer REEDER. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome.
We've been dying to have you on this show for quite some time.
Oh, good.
Since you agreed to be on the show, I'm pretty sure I've dreamt about you every night.
Oh.
Like PG dreams.
Okay.
But dreams.
Oh, great.
And you've been a lot of fun.
Oh, good. Yeah, I was going to ask you if I was really
No,
enjoying
you've been
or...
total
Okay,
fun.
okay,
Although,
that's good.
yeah, this morning I sort of missed our interview time in the dream.
Okay.
But you were still really nice.
Well, I hope I exceed it in real life.
You're more real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good. That's good. Danny, are you ready to be made up?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Now, you love stars.
I love an award season, so I love posting, doing live posting.
Live tweets.
During award season, especially during the award shows.
Do you like TV?
Yeah.
So, you're into Emmys.
Yes. Well, I like a certain kind of a television show. Like, I have a real bad habit of, like, the worst kind of reality shows. Everything else I haven't seen. Game of Thrones?
Right.
Never seen it. The Wire? Never seen it. Mad Men? Never seen it. I've never seen Orange is the New Black.
Really?
Right? Transparent?
You've never seen Transparent?
No.
Okay.
No, I know. And those things, it's unexcusable. Those two, the last ones that I just mentioned, I don't have any resistance to those. The other ones that I mentioned, like Mad Men, for instance, I felt really resistant to that show because everyone's like, you have to see it. You have to watch it. You have to watch it. And I was like, because you just said that, I guarantee I'm never going to watch it. A lot of the stuff that I end up watching, maybe films, are for, now open your eye, for school.
Do you think you could diagnose with films or like give treatment as films? So let's say I'm feeling depressed.
Oh, totally. Like the whole catalog of Todd Haynes, I think, can be therapeutic. And he's always going to leave you with no hope at the end. Or his characters with no hope, right? Which then I think you can have that moment walking out of that experience and feel like, well, at least I'm not Carol White. Mm-hmm. You know? I would never, for instance, like, prescribe a disaster movie. So I'm never going to send somebody to watch Titanic. Well, that's not a very good movie anyway. Although I rewatched it again on a flight and I was totally taken in. I don't know why. Maybe because I was on a flight, I could not go anyplace else. Oh my God, I'll tell you something, I'll watch anything on an airplane too.
Really? What's the worst movie you've watched on an airplane that you actually kind of enjoyed?
I watched, it's not a terrible, it's a problematic movie, but I loved it and I was swept into it, Gone with the Wind. It's epic. Mm-hmm. It's epic and it's unrelenting. Every time you think like, oh my God, it can't get worse, then you're like, Bonnie died. And then every time that you think, oh, Melanie's for sure gonna die, she recovers. I didn't cry during Gone with the Wind, but I was the one on the plane kind of looking around as though we were all watching that same film, like,
right?
She doesn't love him. She doesn't love Ashley at all. Anyway.
Do your movies make you cry?
Sometimes they do. Like girls in a kind of a Greek chorus singing in a real kind of like lamentation, kind of way. Sometimes on set, sort of like their voices, and just the kind of reality of like watching a bunch of teenage girls who may be actually going through what their characters are sort of going through. There's not enough good movies for, well, I would say teenagers in general, but especially I would say teenage girls. The girls who are, not the pretty girls or not the straight girls or not the kind of like, not the gender conforming girls or not the boy crazy girl. I mean, I can go on and on. There's just always been in teen movies a real specific way that girls get portrayed. And I think it's inaccurate and I think it's just unfair. Okay, I'm coming in. Close your, or open your eye now. And look up.
And you're starting to film your next film?
It's called As with Knives and Skin, and it's about a group of teenagers in, it's supposed to take place in rural Ohio, but we might shoot it in Kentucky because that's where the producer is. But it's rural. It's about it's rural.
Rural.
It's about a group of rural kids kind of surviving that, their sort of rural life. typical with this and my other films, it's like this group of really heroic, amazing teenagers, and specifically teenage girls, dealing with like super immature parents, super immature adults who really cannot, get it together.
And just tell me, was Sundance amazing?
Before I got in, I had applied so many times, and you get that rejection, you're kind of like, fuck Sundance. Okay, I don't need you. And then you get the phone call that's like, we're taking your film, and you're sort of like, oh my God, Sundance, it's utopic. But it's super validating still.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't, my film was not the weirdest film. It wasn't like this, anomaly. It was in a program of really, I think, challenging, interesting, other short films kind of from around the world. So yeah, it was really validating. I mean, the funniest part is then like when all the films get announced, you get these emails from people who are kind of like, I produced The Hangover, and I'd really love to see the short film that you're gonna screen at Sundance. Just these like letters that everybody sends out, all these big companies who then you send them your film and you hear nothing back from them.
What are they looking for?
Well, maybe the next Hangover. I have no idea. Do you see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so.
I really liked your acceptance speech in Germany, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
That was so great.
Which one? When did I?
It was like at nighttime outside.
Yeah. I was like, I'm here at the Stadtkino.
It was like, thanks, guys.
I mean,
sorry I can't be there. I'm actually in another country right now.
I'm totally I really do. I mean, rehearse my Oscar speech from time to time. I like to say things like this. Okay, thanks everybody. I'm gonna thank all the people involved who made this film. Beyond me, tomorrow and the next day, you're gonna get all personal phone calls. I'm gonna visit you all. But tonight, I just want to dedicate this film to all the girls and women who pick up their cameras every day and with the intention of reinventing the universe. Something really uplifting like that. It can't stop at Catherine Bigelow. Catherine Bigelow is the only woman who's ever won an Oscar for directing. So it can't just stop with Catherine Bigelow. I mean, it doesn't have to be me, but there has to be more than that. But it would be super rad to be in that trajectory.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of tchotchke, crappy stuff in this house, but I'll find a place for that Oscar.
This is pretty insane. It hurt.
Yeah. It's just a little ice.
Okay.
Bag of frozen peas.
Jennifer Reeder gave me my first black eye. Because I've never had a black eye
I think
before.
that actually could be good. Maybe a nice Oscar look.
And you don't mention it.
Not a word.
Like, thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
And maybe thanks Danny specifically, not my mom, but I will say, I just want to thank Danny. Everyone else will get a phone call tomorrow and then launch into it's all about the girls.
Thank you for my first shiner. Thank you for this wonderful conversation.
Thank you. This was fun.
This has been Made Up with Danny Volk. See you next time.